This is day 640 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored for the schus of Refuah Shlema for Yonason Ezra ben Chana Feigl, Refuah Shlema Bimheira. Today, if you would like to sponsor or come to share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. We very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Siman Shin Ayin Beis still. Yud Chof Aleph to Chof Ches. Excuse me. Bonnie Staba Gabi Staba. You built the shelf on top of the shelf, or a platform on top of the platform. Im Yeshu Betrachtona Arba, if the lowest one has 4x4, Mamato Miyud Tvachim, and it diminishes the wall from 10 Tvachim. I raise my mind. It works. Sharei and Circle Yonakai don't need the upper platform at all. Even the lower one is not 4x4. But the higher one is 4x4. It's not separated by 3 Tvachim from the lower one. Concave light also works because it's like one block. Even though it gets narrower on the bottom, since on top it fills out, there's no 3 Tvachim between having views. It's effective in making the diminishing height of the wall for halachic purposes. There's a gap of more than 3 Tvachim between the 2 platforms. Having mute bavir, then it's considered to be an attempt to diminish the wall in the middle of the airspace. The lab mishmei mute, and that's not considered to be diminishing the wall. Halacha brings in different opinions, and says Sarach and Lamaisa, but the Arukh HaShulchan is machmir, and Mr. Bur obviously does not make it definitively, so one has to be machmir. This only works used on top of the platform. But it's not effective to make an Arab together. Although I should say means not on the platform, but on top of the wall. But it says not to make an Arab from both sides of the wall together. I feel Megam Hasheni also came to Hasheni, even the second guy on the other side did the same thing. Actually, unless the platform reaches the top of the wall, or less than 3 from the top of the wall. That's their opinion. It works that they should be able to make one Erev Ayin Sham, but like Megillah, perhaps only means that when it reaches the head of the wall. Because that brackets Yam says so, who had Rosh Kosa Pachos Mishlesha. That's to be diminished within 3 Tvachim of the top of the wall. Bialacha says, you line the Rambam, and you make an Erev over the top when there's a platform which ends within 3 Tvachim of the top of the wall. Chabesi, so you'd say, no, not within 3 Tvachim. No, whatever diminishes the wall from 10 out of 10 Tvachim, she would work according to the Rambam to be able to make an Erev over the top of it. So a protrusion comes out the wall bench between 2 yards. Ukein daf, and it's like a plank. But it's 4x4 Tvachim. When you put upon it lean upon it against a ladder, no matter the shear. Even doesn't have the 4 Tvachim wide measure of a ladder, which we explained. It's effective to allow him to use the wall. Where it isn't from the Aziz until the top of the wall, 10 Tvachim. He stands on the ladder of al Haziz, and he goes up on the platform. The ladder is not the shear. The platform is the main thing, which is the wall. Even though it's a temporary ladder, it's not permanently fixed there. Come on, since it's adjacent to the Z's which he wants to use, Hashem is not going to move from there. Mishmur says something slightly different. He says that since you can go up the ladder to the protrusion, so this ladder becomes a vehicle to reach the protrusion, and it joins with the protrusion, becomes one entity. Okay? Back to Arukh HaShulchan, I should say. אבל ערב יחד, אם גם השני יש לו כזה, to make an Erev together, the other side is identical scenario, animal, it's not effective, against some color. Okay, so unless it reaches the head, top of the wall, or possibly Shlesha, unless it's targeted from the top of the wall. Right, the Tashin, it's only effective using the top of the wall. The Mikre Lezeb Nachas, it's called for this person and easier to use. Which is bar. Also, the lowest rung of this ladder should not be more than 3 times higher than the ground. In order they should be able to easily go up it. Which was a different shot. He says here that since the lowest rung is not 3 times above the ground, and also there's 3 times between each rung, so then the protrusion becomes with all the rungs one entity. That's if it's as if it's a platform, which is 4 by 4. It works even if it narrows below. It's only 4 on top and narrows below. So there's like ladders where it's narrowing below, as we learned in Arukh HaShulchan. So therefore, it works even though the ladder is a temporary ladder, because it's all part and parcel of it becomes all part and parcel of the structure, like the tztab which narrows on the bottom. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. Between each rung. Even though we didn't require this requirement by a permanent ladder, that's because the permanent ladder, it's easy to go up, bow on it. You can go up even if it's more than 3 tefachim gap. Because the leg stands well. Here it's a temporary ladder. If it's more than 3 tefachim on the ground, allows, but it's not easy to go up on it. It seems to be the pshat in the Shulchan Aruch with Naiza. The permanent ladder, they did not write the stipulation. So it says these be and by this ladder, which is by the protrusion, they made the stipulation. But according to the Shas, it doesn't sound that that's the reason. The one that says Sulam Shishlevosa Porchos, a ladder whose rungs are flying out. Ve'ein ben zel lezeh shlosha. Evidently, the definition of that flying is that there aren't 3 talking between each other. Each rung, they're less than more than 3 talking between each rung. Memait. No, there's less than 3 talking. Ve'ein assumes there's a porchos ve'ein ben zel lezeh shlosha. Memait. Perish Rashi. Rashi explains stam sulam usulam shemadregos. A generic ladder is a ladder made of steps, like those which are made by us, bikvius, in a permanent way, lalos alios, to go up to the second floors. Mekom madregos, and they're like steps. Sulam shlevoso porchos, and that was about the flying rungs. It's like our ladders. Porchos zu, they fly one rung on top of each other. They should have a name, and there's space between them. Ayin sham. According to this section, is easy. The sulam shemadrega shem rechavim, a ladder made out of steps which are broad. Obviously, shloshim and madrega tachton, even though there's 3 talking between the lowest rung and the ground. Ubein madrega ruch noch lalos. Ben Madrigal Yoina, even though there's more than 3 tefachim, a gap between the rungs, Noch Lalos. It's easy to go up. Low came Stam Sulam, it's not true about a generic ladder. So she's clear parts, but Basum Shtachas Aziz. Why I mentioned specifically under the platform, Lo Yadati Tamon. I don't know the reason. Ramamas Lo Iskir Zeh Basum Eitz Aziz. And did not mention this by a ladder which is by the platform. But that which has the flying rungs, everybody leaves out. Nelly Menatam, I don't know why, but Sarich Iyam. Okay. I'm sure did not try and give us some sort of difficult reason. He just said, I don't know. Sounds like a Sulam Sheitz Aziz, The ladder which is by the protrusion, the ladder has to be on the protrusion. Rosh Hasulam Baziz. The head of the ladder has to touch the protrusion. So it makes them one entity, one unit. Aval, but to put it next to the platform, the protrusion animal, that's not effective. It's not a step to the ladder, but it's something which expands to the protrusion, but something which broadens the protrusion. Madrega Laziz, but Inan, and we need a step to get up to the platform. Name a question if the wall is not 20 tefachim high. Die baziz echad. It's not that what platform, what protrusion. Mamida bemsa because put in the middle of the wall. She ain't out of order to a certain tefachim. It's not. There's less than tefachim from it to the ground. V'gamad rosh kosel and also to the top of the wall, which extends beyond the protrusion. Ain't kind of certain tefachim aren't 10 tefachim either. Mami sometimes as these points happen, you put the ladder under the protrusion as we wrote. And you can go up to the platform. This is the wall. Because the wall is 20 tefachim high exactly. So you do platforms. One within the 10 lower tefachim and one within the 10 upper tefachim. Mamit sulam gam aziz, and you put also a ladder by the ziza tachton, by the lower platform. But gam aziza, then you use the lower platform as a springboard to get to the higher platform. You can use the wall. L'chein, therefore, Yizayr, Jaloy Azizim Zekneged Zeh. So it works if the protrusions are not one on top of the other, because then you can't get from one to the other. Protrusions have to be staggered. You can't put up a ladder in this fashion. The upper one should be staggered from the lower one in the continuation of the wall. And you should put a ladder on the lower protrusion to get to the Ziza Elyon, the side of Ziza Elyon. Harry said when by a permanent ladder, even you don't put it on an angle, it's okay. You can go straight up the side of the wall. That's by a fixed ladder and next to the wall. By a temporary ladder, by the protrusion, if it's not a little bit angled, you won't be able to go up. But when they're staggered opposite each other on the wall, you can put up a ladder at a slight angle, as is obvious. It says, Kafches, Besulam, in a ladder, Kafhei, I'm sorry, not Kafches. Wishful thinking there. Besulam Sheitza Koisel, with a ladder by a wall, Imloyel, Sulam, Shurachav, Arba Tfachim, he doesn't have a ladder which is 4 Tfachim wide. Famish Shtei Slams, the should be Achadhim, Rechan, Arba Tfachim. You put 2 ladders there, each together, they comprise 4 Tfachim. Vasakadei Shetei Noach Lalos, he made it in order to be easy to go up. And therefore you made each ladder a little bit separate from the other one. And you fill the airspace between the two of them with straw. His intent was that he's going to hold himself up with his hand on the ladders, with his feet is going to go up on the straw. Anyway, it's not effective. Doesn't work so well to go up on the straw. But it doesn't work to make allowable to use the top of the roof. So they have to make it together over the top. The other guy also makes something similar on his side. Because the place where you put your legs is always in the middle of the ladder. The middle of the ladder here is straw, and you can't go up in straw so well. But the opposite works. You put the ladder in the middle. You put the straw on the side. And you hold with your hand the straw. And while your legs go directly on the ladder. Therefore, even if it's not 4 tvachim wide, Mahani works Bain Lishtamish okay, so whether you're going to use the top of the wall, Bain and Arab make it together. In Mishtatzim Yasu Kain, if they do on both sides of the ladder, they continue on a little bit with straw. So it'll be nicely suitable for walking. But nice to make it, but it has to be that the head of the ladder reaches the top of the wall. Kamash Kasabnu. But see if you design as we noted previously. The ladder is not 4 tvachim wide. But you made indentations in the wall itself on both sides of the ladder. You can't to make it up to 4 tvachim. Let's say it's a case where the wall is thicker on the sides of the ladder, so therefore you have place to dig into it and make it equal. Sorry about that. It's enough to make up the shear that you make the carving indentation 4 tvachim up to 10 tvachim. 4 tvachim wide up to 10 tvachim high. I feel like remember the wall is very high. Since the ladder reaches the top of the wall. And even though it's not 4 tvachim wide, since at the height of 10 tvachim there is 4 Havi capacity, it's an opening. If you didn't put up a ladder at all, but you made indentations in the wall, like the rungs of a ladder, only they're pushed in. Lowest boat to go up. It's got to be the entire height of the wall. Sound like a ladder, because it doesn't need to be 4 tvachim to the very top of the wall. Because a ladder can go up easily below. That's not true. Here's the case of using indentations you carve in the wall. You need 4 tvachim until the top, or at least less than 3 tvachim from the top. Let me wrap up with this differently. Chavav, or it's a different scenario. Chavzayin, kasser rabbeinu b'yisrael sif tesvav. There's a tree next to the wall, and made the tree a ladder for the wall. They wanted to make one Arab. Made a tree which is for Avodah Zarah before Eretz Yisrael, the Jews entered Eretz Yisrael, which is also Banah, and it's Chitutei Mechlet, it's as if it's already burned. You can't make one Arab. They should also it's also Banah. You can't look up on the Torah. But Rosh Hashanah half, that's the opposite. The tree doesn't work, and Asherah does work. Why? Who should the Avesha? As long as it's dry. End quote. Excuse me, the Mishnah Berurah is down. And many poskim say that if it's Asher, it's no good. Or if it's a regular tree, it's good. Not like the second shot. The reason the first interpretation. The Africa does the Shtam Shion Hay now allowed to use the tree on Shabbos anyway. Kokam never came to Zerak Shvus in 20 Rabbanos Manknias Erev Ben Hashmos. When the time of the Erev takes effect is Ben Hashmoshes. Kodav Shvus goes a little Ben Hashmoshes. And Rabbanos not also during Ben Hashmoshes. But I have look, Pesach no soon go Shabbos. We need to know the entire Shabbos. Kokam never start Ika. The primary time when they ask you Pesach Ben Hashmoshes is twilight of Erev Shabbos. Okay, that's a rush. Therefore, the Rosh's opinion is the Vadai. Also, it's forbidden, definitely also the Choyam Tzorch after Pesach. Because need the opening to be there the entire day. This Asher Sever Rosh, and if it's a Asher issue, because the Rosh Chosh came and do Isser, it's not even let me say Shabbos, since Isser Noah is peripheral, and not from Isser Shabbos, like a Shiloh, it's not a problem. V'mishum the Gam Boye Shvus Mishnah. What about the fact that's a tree, and using a tree? Marina Shiavesha. Talk about where it's dry, so no, it's dead, dry. No, it's that's a tree. We said before that a dried Asherah is also an Asherah. Dry tree. Dry tree is also a tree. What are we talking about? Yovish and Lach. Because the Balach, when it's a moist tree. And by dry tree, the only marker because of a distancing from the Xera. Because there's a comment, but the primary Xera mark Balach is only by a tree which is still moist. Okay. If you have a furrow between two fields, so it's 10 fucking deep, it's 4 fucking wide, and it goes on the entire barrier or whatever demarcation line between the chatzeros. This is 4 in one place without that furrow. Who have said so it's an interruption like a wall. They need to make each one independently. Not the two of them together. Even fill it up with hay or straw. Low habit steamer. Calls mansion low elevation slants to be that the trench is filled in unless it's explicitly stated that you intend to leave it there. We should bring down two opinions whether that works or not, and we have to be about to verbally, or it's just enough in your heart to say it. That's sufficient. Again, if I feel military makash, even filled it with straw and hay. Lobby steamer calls much will be the first on steamer unless you negate them deliberately. She shall tell me that she remain there always. Because she is only by food the same halacha. But if the trench was filled up with stones and with dirt, I feel a little bit kabbalas beetle. They filled up with the intent of me about to lit. And Lismael Mimel came automatically filled on its own. Stam about the default assumption is that you're going to leave the dirt there, like unless somebody removes it from there. So they have to make an Avis together. As we're going to see, negating a wall for Shabbos doesn't negate the wall. The word though works for other things. The mechitza doesn't cancel the wall. We're here, Paskins. And again, they can, if they want, they can remake one and one big Arab, or they can remake and do two big Arab, and whatever is better, more expedient for them at the moment, I would guess.